again. This is NBS History, and I am yet again making another Axis and Allies video, as these seem to be getting quite popular. Surprised to myself. So this video is going to be on 270 BC. And if you're looking at my screen right now, you can see I have my Axis and Allies open. Yet again, like I say in most of my videos, if you would like to know how to get Axis and Allies, the basics on how to play, where to find all the maps, you can go to my video, which I'm going to put in a card right now. It's my tutorial on how to do the basics of Axis and Allies, and I can just open up here. This is what the video looks like. And as you can see, I've done quite a few of these now, so you can go and watch that if you need the basics. But once you have all that, we're going to go play 270 BC. So you will open up your AAA, that is the engine, select map, and it's conveniently the first. I have a ton of games downloaded, so disregard all this. What you want is the first one, 270 BC. The way that you know it's the correct version is when downloading it on the site, it'll be in the category of good, meaning it's an authentic map. I don't want this to be confused with another game which uses the exact same map. If I can find it. Oh. As you can see, I don't script these. Rome Total War. It's the identical map, but it's not as updated, so it's not a bad game or anything, but I would recommend playing 270 BC. For the purposes of this, of course, we're going to open this as only human. Wham! So for those of you who've only played the classical Axis and Allies, you are probably looking at this and having a heart attack. There's a lot of crap all over the map, so let's go slowly through this. And there won't be a playthrough, unfortunately, for this video, as this one takes quite a long time, and I just didn't have any saved files. I don't know what I didn't save the last time I played this game. So let's go through the players first. Alright, so we have Carthage, this white color over here, Carthago, Delta, Carthago Est. Little piece of the empire over here going into Hispania, or New Carthage. And a few of these islands. And then we have Rome, bright red, exactly where you think it would be. Little foothold here. Greek city-states. Now if you look closely, you're going to see this kind of yellowish, I don't know what else to call it, it's like a darker yellow color. And it has that little part over here of Sicily. That's the Greek city-states. Macedonia, and Macedonia. Actually speaking it properly. Up here to the north, Egypt, this more yellowish, I don't know, darker yellow. That's a lighter yellow, this is a dark yellow. I obviously don't know my colors. The Seleucid Empire, this kind of tealy blue color over here. Parthia, which is just over here, this kind of pinkish color. Numidia, rather dark blackish color over here. And then to categorize them, it's anti-Romans versus Roman alliance. So if you'd like to see how that works out, we're going to go to our game notes. And it shows you the alliances. So it's Rome with its Greek city-states, Egypt and Parthia versus Carthage, Macedonia, the Seleucids, and the Numidians. You can play a free-for-all version of this. You'll just need to, before opening the game, clicking the options for free-for-all. Alright, so next, we want to look at the units. And instead of looking at this list that just shows you all the stats and it's pretty simple, I'll go through what's special about each nation. City-state, I guess we would call it at this point. Alright, let's open this bad boy up. So we're going to start with Carthage. They all seem to have relatively the same units, and then they're set apart by one or two. So for Carthage, of course, it's going to be the elephants. So you have the war elephants, they take 2 hits to die. They have a support, so as you can see, 1 elephant power to 2 allied units, so 2 of your allied units, if there's an elephant present in the battle, will get a bonus for attacking. And they have spearmen, swordmen, hoplites, cavalry. Most of the nations have the same thing. Every single naval vessel in this game is identical, and they can only move 1 space. If you just like to look back at the map, you can see this ocean is large with a lot of spaces. It takes forever to move in the ocean when you're transporting units, and that's the purpose of this game. Is they want you basically to plan quite far ahead, and your enemy has a lot of time to prepare its defenses for wherever you're invading. So it's tricky to do naval ventures. Go back to our units. We're going to go to Rome. Now, Rome is actually very interesting to play with. Velites, just your normal units. Legionnaires, which are another relatively normal unit, have a special ability, and this is forts. Forts can be built either in a city, as you see here, these little buildings, or if there's a legionnaire present. So, the idea behind this is the strategy while playing as Rome is while you're moving around and taking over territories, the closer you get to a hot spot where the enemy has a lot of units, you can build forts after you've taken those territories where the legionnaires are, and these forts are very good. It's unbelievable how you can hold spots with just a few units by having a lot of forts being built. So that's kind of your game plan as Rome, is you want to take territory and then build forts as you go along, which is exactly how the Romans did war. If you've read your classical research, you know, if you've read even just Julius Caesar when he was fighting in Gallia, it's very impressive that they took this into account when making this game. I really like it. It's a nice touch. So other than that, same ships. You can build, as any faction, you can build a city wherever you want, costs $15, and it's a factory like Axis and Allies. So the unit price of the territory, let's say we're looking at Senio here, 3. You build the city here, you can build 3 units per turn there. It's not very complicated. The Romans also have a ballista, which has 0 defense, 4 attack, and it specifically says what it supports here: 1 axeman, 1 legionnaire, 1 Parthians. There you go. It's very obvious. And Hunniger. It's an interesting name. I've never heard that before. It's their catapult. It's the same thing as the ballista, but this one has defense. And yeah, not much more to say there. We're going to go down to Greek city-states, and of course we're looking at hoplites, obviously. So that's the butter of your military forces. You also have these archers that have 3 defense, cavalry, very rounded, nothing too special. Nothing that supports for the Greek city-states. We'll go over to the Macedonians. Similar to the Greek city-states, they have their hoplites, swordsmen, and peltasts. I hope I'm saying that right. And cavalry. Cavalry's not even that impressive, but that's weird. I would have put a special cavalry unit for the Macedonians myself, because obviously that's what they would thrive in. That was kind of what set them apart, but alright. Then we're going to go over to Egypt. Egypt has chariots, of course they do, and these have a support on attack for 1 axeman, 1 legionnaire. I guess that's a typo in the game, because they don't have legionnaires. I guess they just mean archers or the spearmen. So they have a supporting unit, and pretty much the same stuff as always. The Seleucids. I always wonder if I say that right, Seleucids. I hope I am. Sorry if I'm saying anything wrong, I'm a complete idiot. And I almost have a full degree in the classics, so it's really embarrassing. I forget most of my pronunciations. Hoplites, what sets them apart, the Seleucids, is the cavalry. People give me shit for when I say that. Cavalry, not cavalry, as I said in a lot of other videos, and I've seen in Reddit comments how much people hate me for that. I am sorry. I'm an idiot on camera, and I say a lot of stupid things. They also have cataphract. I believe that's how it's said. And this one supports, as does most of the other nations' units, 332. It's a pretty good unit. Very solid. They're strong. And then we have the Parthians. The Parthians are identical, I guess. I don't see any differences. Okay, no, they have a horse archer instead of just regular cavalry. And it's a 233. Other than that, it's almost identical. And Numidia. So the Numidians have nothing impressive, really. They're pretty bland. No supporting units, just kind of the same old stuff. And then, as you can see, this map is covered with neutral units. So you have barbarians and cavalry axemen. It's just a mismatch of units. I'll just like look over the map right now. So this kind of murky tan color is all neutral. And this is just territory for you to take, but every single part of it has units to fight you back. So it's a little bit hard, and it can hurt your progress if you focus too much on taking all this and then your enemy actually comes after you. Since I'm not doing a playthrough, I'll just give some in-depth tips I've noticed as I've played this map about 4 times. It's not my favorite, but I find it enjoyable. It's quite nice. Off the bat, if you are playing the traditional setting where it's the two factions against each other, Sicily is a absolute nightmare. It's a hotspot because Carthage has his elephants sitting over here. Rome has some forts set up, and then the Greek city-states have a pretty well-rounded defense, and it's a bloodbath. And because you're so close to your little capitals, you can build units, keep attacking, and you get hammered down and stuck. When I was playing, let's say if I was playing as Rome, I would try my best to venture as much as I can up north, go to the sides a little bit, and take as much territory just to keep that wealth. Because if Carthage wants to attack you, they're either going to go through Sicily or they're going to go after your mainland, and you'll see it about 3 turns ahead, because it takes a single turn to move a single territory in the water, unlike normal Axis and Allies where you can move at least 2. It really messes with you in this game if you're used to Axis and Allies. It takes forever to move your boats. If you're playing the Greek city-states, you're getting thwomped horribly and you have some decisions to make. Like Macedonia is right above you, they're going to hurt you no matter what, and you have these parts over here in Asia Minor that are hard to hold. Honestly, the Seleucids, they pretty much get it for free. There's nothing that really stops them because Egypt is in a precarious situation between the Numidians and the Seleucids, and the Parthians are too far to do anything. It takes the Parthians a very long time to get any of this territory. I'm not saying anything too fancy. I don't think there's much more to say about this game. It's a very simple game, but it's fun. It's interesting. And just to leave this, I know I only wanted to talk about 270 BC, but I will go and just show there are some alternatives to this. There's 270 BC 40%, which is a terrible title. So as you can see here, there's just a lot of differences that were made by some of the developers that they thought, I guess they just didn't like, or they thought a lot of the people playing this didn't like. And it's just, it's changes. And there's also, I've never seen this one before, variants. So there's changes. I don't know if they did anything with the alliances. Maybe they just kind of balanced out some of the units and such. And just to click this again, just wanted to make sure. Is there a free-for-all button? Regular rules. Huh. No free-for-all button. Actually, I think I'm going to be eating my words right now. If I go to Rome, Total War. Okay, it's not a free-for-all either. I was sure that there was a way to play this free-for-all. I might have been wrong. Well, I'm sorry if that's the truth. You can go look for it yourself. I always assume that there's a free-for-all for this game. Well, anyways, that is 270 BC. It's quite a fun game. And if, you're into Rome Total War and such, it's a smaller version of it. I mean, it is a board game in the end, so it can only be, so sophisticated. Also, if you look at your bottom left corner on your map, it shows you all the stats for every unit. It even says the support stats and everything, I believe. It's just nice to have that in your face. Any other strategies I could toss while playing this game? Don't forget to build cities. As you move along, you want to get, like, let's say an area that has 4, or a really big area that has a lot of money behind it. You want to build cities, because it's a nightmare to move in this game. It's all about moving long distances, and you have to move quite far to attack your enemies. Quite far. Yeah, there's not much more I can say about this game. I hope you like this video, as every time I make these videos, they seem to get just a decent amount of views. I guess people are really interested in the AAA engine. I don't think a lot of people actually know about it. My last video, if you'd like to put another card click here, on Lord of the Rings, Axis and Allies, was extremely popular. Reddit blew up. People had no idea this game existed, and it's a lot of fun. It's one of my personal favorites. And even though I am a history channel that does actual primary and secondary source-based work, I'm making a lot of videos on a quasi-historic game. But that's that, and this has been MBS History. Until next time.